Now, this section that we are starting now, I'm not sure whether we'll be able to end it today or not, okay, but this section is all about what, okay, our next 5 to 6 questions are based upon that, and as such very small questions, okay, see. But for that, no, now, listen very carefully. Till now, we have seen this particular thing, workers are either paid based upon time basis system, or workers are paid based upon, in this case, piece rate system. These are the mainly two bases how these guys are paid. Okay. But now we are going to be having a third one also. You all will understand. When a worker becomes permanent, no, he has spent 2-3 years in the organization, most of the companies will want, like, you know, that these guys are taken on payroll of the company. Payroll means they are taken as fixed employees. Because obviously it's a way of kind of appreciating your work. Okay, now we try to take you all as our permanent workers. Okay, example, all our employees at Asia Next, okay, means like our office staff, apart from that the peons who work, all these guys are not on per hour basis. We don't pay them on per hour basis. They are paid fixed salaries. Yeah, now that might happen in real life also. Workers can be paid on fixed basis also. So now we are trying to talk of employees who are there on fixed basis. Fixed basis means I tell to a particular worker, this much I will pay you per month. The job is over. That is irrespective of any other thing. Okay. But obviously in this there might be certain extra things. That suppose if a worker works for more than 8 hours a day, then in that case we'll give you overtime. All those things can be there for sure. Okay. But your payment is not based upon the number of hours or the number of units that you all make as such. Okay, in this particular case, these are, like, you know, guys who are there with the company for a long time, so therefore like to give them fixed amount of wages. So my first job with you all, know, when I introduce this, is to be finding out C2C. What do you mean by C2C? C2C means cost to the company. What does it mean? It means that a worker has joined the company, how much the company is bearing because of the worker. Somebody can be thinking, so that is the payment to be made to the worker. No, that includes many other things. Okay. C2C means cost to the company. Example, today, okay, you are in CA Inter. When you clear your CA final, okay, you will join some company. If you join, say, a bank, or you join, say, Big Four up and so on. When you join as a CA, they will tell you your C2C is this much. Suppose your C2C is, say, 20 lakh rupees. It does not mean that you will be getting 20 lakh rupees in hand. Okay, it is C2C. Now, C2C means what? I am trying to tell you that. Okay, cost to the company. What does it mean? Example, I told a worker, your basic pay per month is 10,000 rupees. This is your basic wages. This much you will be getting, 10,000 rupees. Okay. Plus, now this thing I think you would have heard of also. Most of the workers in this world are entitled to dearness allowance. Dearness allowance means things are becoming dearer. They are becoming more expensive. Usually companies do not revise this every year. But instead of that, they try to revise this particular thing every year. That is the dearness allowance. Okay. Dearness allowance is usually linked to inflation. So if inflation in a particular year is more, no, companies will give more amount of dearness allowance. You understood what did I say? Okay. So suppose a worker is told that we will pay you 15,000 rupees as dearness allowance. Okay, usually over a period of time, no, dearness allowance starts to become more than this. Okay, because there's kind of a compounding effect. Okay, so a worker is told we'll pay you basic wages plus we'll pay you dearness allowance. So we'll pay you 25,000 rupees. Okay, worker told okay. Plus, company asked him, where do you stay? He told, sir, I'm staying far away from the factory. Okay, it is our policy to be giving you, in this particular case, transport allowance also. Okay. Transport allowance in this particular case, say that 5,000 rupees is given to you. It is the transport allowance. plus any other allowances that the company might deem to be paying to the worker. All those particular things form part of C2C. Basically in C2C, no, I want to be writing every expenditure that the company is doing because of the employee. I'll give you some other example. Suppose when the worker comes in the morning, no, his breakfast is funded by the company free. Okay, he is given chai, he is given say biscuits, he is given some chivada and so on, okay, to eat. Now the perquisite, these are called as the perquisites, the perks. Okay, now perquisite value of the breakfast that is given, okay, it is say in this particular case 30 rupees per day, and suppose on an average the company opens for 20 days. Okay, so therefore 20 rupees, sorry, I told 30 rupees, no, so 30 rupees into 20 days in a month that the factory it usually opens. So therefore in this case 600 rupees is given for breakfast. Okay, you all will understand this amount is not given to the worker, okay, but still he is eating the food of that much, no?
Yes, sir.
So therefore ultimately it's a cost, no, for the company. Okay, plus in lunch also, no, what is done, okay, company organizes the lunch themselves. Okay, they have an in-house canteen up and so on. The cost of one thali for the company is 100 rupees, okay, but the worker is given a subsidy of 40 rupees as such. Okay, so therefore worker in this case only pays 60 rupees. Okay, so can we say out of 100 that the company is spending, 40 rupees is recovered from the worker only?
Yes.
Worker will purchase the thali, okay, from the company. Okay, so therefore in this particular case, can you say 40 rupees is still the expense of the company, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so into 20 days. So therefore in this case, this will be another cost for the entire company. So therefore 40 into 20, this particular thing will be how much? 800. Okay, so basically C2C is nothing but it is your basic wages plus your dearness allowance plus any other allowances and any other perquisites that are being given to the worker. Is meaning of C2C cleared?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but C2C does not only include this, it includes something else also. What does it include? In India, there is a regulation that when a worker becomes a permanent employee of the company, the employer has to open his PF account. PF account, the full form is Provident Fund account. Okay. Now, Provident Fund account has its own rules. I'm not trying to get into those particular rules. It is not relevant for us. Whatever I require, that I'll try to tell you. Suppose in PF account, okay, there is a regulation. Suppose there is a regulation that 10% of basic pay, 10% of basic pay means 10% of 10,000 means 1,000 rupees. This much has to be contributed. Now, in India, the rule is whatever is this amount, no, this much amount has to be contributed by the employer and this much amount has to be contributed by the employee towards his Provident Fund account. Provident Fund account matures when the employee retires. In case he leaves the organization before he retires, he has to be shifting his Provident Fund account to the new employer. Are these words very clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, in this case, suppose 10% of basic pay, so therefore 1,000 rupees per month. This much has to be deposited by the employer and this much has to be deposited by, speak further, employee. So therefore in all 1,000 rupees has to be coming from two people. Okay, one is employer, one is employee. Okay, so therefore you all will understand, apart from all these particular things, can we say employer will also contribute 1,000 rupees towards the Provident Fund? That also becomes cost for the company, no?
Yes, sir.
So therefore I'm writing I'm asking you employer's contribution or employee's contribution? Employer's contribution towards in this particular case Provident Fund. Okay, so that will be say 1,000 rupees as such. Okay, so therefore this will be employer's contribution. Now in India there is one other rule also. See, can you say 1,000 rupees has to be contributed from employer and by employee? whenever worker at the end of the month will get his money from the company, you all will understand. Can we say at the end of the month worker will be getting this from the company? Just keep on replying me yes or no. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. He'll be getting the dearness allowance also. He'll be getting the transport allowance also. Okay. Can we say this much amount of food he has eaten only? No. So this much amount he will not be getting as such.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can we say 10 plus 15, 25 plus 5. He should be getting 30,000 rupees from the company at the end of the month.
Yes, sir.
But in India, there is one other rule also that has been made by the government, and that government has told all the employers in India that whatever is the PF contribution, okay, whatever is the PF contribution, this much amount of contribution has to be given by the employer and employee. But in India, no, government doesn't trust the employees. They know that the moment worker class will get their salary, they will udafy that in this only. You understood what did I try to be saying?
Yes, sir.
So government wants to be encouraging savings. Okay. So therefore what government has told all the employers, whatever is the employee's contribution towards his own provident fund should be reduced by the employer from the salary of the employee, and that should be deposited by the employer in the employee's account. You understood what did I say?
Yes, sir.
Example, employer had to be giving, can we say 30,000 rupees to the employee? But as per the government regulation, it was decided that out of 30,000, speak out the next number,
1,000.
1,000 rupees, employer will deduct more and pay employee 29,000. Is 29,000 okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and 29,000 rupees will be given to the employee. So therefore now employee is discharged of the liability of depositing. An employer will take his 1,000 rupees plus the 1,000 rupees that he reduced from the salary of the employee and will deposit 2,000 rupees towards the provident fund account of the employee. Is this regulation clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But obviously you all will understand in C2C we only add employer's contribution, no?
Yes, sir.
Beta, we will not be adding employee's contribution. That employee's contribution we are only reducing from the salary of the employee, okay, and we are depositing that particular thing, okay. So therefore 1,000 rupees is not the payment made by that 1,000 rupees is part of these particular things, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now one other thing, in India how provident fund works, no? There is one other thing that works like that, and that is called as ESI, Employees State Insurance. Okay. So whatever I have told for PF will be applicable to ESI also. Okay. So therefore in this particular case, whatever is a percentage for ESI, you take that particular thing. Suppose it is 200 rupees up and so on. So therefore this particular thing is C2C. Okay. C2C is the total amount that the company bears because of the employee. If I'll have to speak in Hindi language just for a sentence, तुम लोग एम्प्लॉय को पालता है, उसकी वजह से हाउ मच आर यू स्पेंडिंग. ओके, you have employed the workers, no? Okay, how much you are bearing because of the worker. Okay, that particular thing is called as C2C. So therefore C2C includes all basic wages, all allowances, all perquisites, and last time I want to hear from you all, it includes whose contribution, beta?
Employers.
Employer's contribution towards PF and ESI. Okay. So therefore in this particular case, what is C2C? C2C in this particular case, basic pay plus all allowances, all perquisites plus employer's contribution towards PF and ESI. Okay. How much money does employee take home? See what I have written over here. All cash, salary and allowances. Okay, please shout less. Whose contribution, beta? Employee's contribution towards PF and ESI. This will be reduced, okay, by the employer from the salary of the employee, and this along with this particular figure will be deposited in the PF and ESI account. Okay? I think so that I'm pretty clear. Now see, one of the reasons we do costing, no, in as part of your syllabus is basically to try to find out cost of the goods. That is one of the things. Okay, now see. Think that if a worker is ever there on a piece rate system, okay, or a worker is there on time basis system, okay, worker is there on piece rate system or on time basis system. Honestly, there is no problem as such. Why? See, suppose in this particular case, I open a direct labor account, okay. A worker was there on piece rate basis, okay. What did worker do? He produced 100 units of a particular product. And he was supposed to be paying at the rate of rupees 2 per unit. So therefore 200 rupees he was to be paid. Now see, first of all, you pay a worker to cash bank. I'm writing in this case 200. Can we say this 200 will be directly charged to those 100 units which he produced?
Yes.
When you are trying to be finding out cost of those 100 units, can we say you will be writing rupees 200 and that's it? If somebody tells you find out the cost of those 100 units, can we say if you are making cost sheet of those 100 units, in that cost sheet you will be writing direct material first, then you will be writing direct labor. Can you say direct labor will be 200 bucks, no? Okay. So this much 200 will be directly charged to those 100 units. Okay. So charging rupees 200 is not a problem. This will directly go to those particular goods that he is making. This is first example of mine. Okay. Now second example. Suppose a worker in this particular case was there on time basis system. In this particular case, he was paid rupees 5 per hour. Okay. And in a certain week, what did he do? I'll have to explain you all something. Suppose in a certain week, he worked for say 40 hours. Can we say 40 hours into 5? I'll take some other number. Say that he worked for 50 hours. So therefore 50 hours into rupees 5. He was paid how much rupees here? 250. So therefore I'll write down direct labor to cash bank. Okay, this particular figure was 250. So therefore 250 rupees we paid to him. Okay. Now when we paid 250 rupees to that particular person, okay, now see, can we say these 50 hours he must have spent on working, no?
Yes.
Okay. Now in this entire week, no, he was working on 3 jobs. Jobs means in this particular case, some order that we have got from the customer. Okay, say that he was working on job A, job B, job C. He worked for, in this particular case, say 30 hours over here, say 15 hours over here and 5 hours over here. Okay. In reality, you all will learn this particular thing at an appropriate stage, or you have learnt it, that for every job, no, I want to be finding out cost. I want to be finding out cost of every job so that I can, like, you know, think about what is my total cost of a certain job. Job means, suppose for a small example, I tell a factory that produce this particular thing for me. Okay. Say produce 50 units of this particular product. Okay. That is kind of one job. I would like to be finding out cost of every job. Okay. So that I can try to find out the profit and loss of on every job up and so on. Okay. So therefore, in this particular case, out of 250 rupees, tell me how many hours, okay, he has worked for job A. Out of 50 hours, how many hours he has worked over there? 30. So therefore, can we say 30 hours into 5, 150 rupees will be charged to job A. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 15 hours into 5. So therefore, in this particular case, 75 will be charged over there, and 5 hours into 5. So therefore, 25 rupees will be charged over there. You all will understand 250 rupees that you were paying, it got bifurcated, no, as such.
Yes.
Means in this case, no, I will always be knowing that how much is to be charged to each and every job. Okay. So in this particular case, this is not a problem. Okay. If anything is going above your head, let me just try to redraft my example so that you understand the meaning of the term jobs. Suppose for a small example that there is a dress designer, okay, who takes the orders from the customer, makes the dresses, okay, based upon whatever is the requirement of the customer, and it stitches and gives them back. Okay. So in this particular case, it has its tailors. Okay. It got one order from the customer. Let's call that thing as job A, job B, job C. For job A, worker was working for 30 hours. So therefore, we have paid 50. We have paid at the rate of 5. So therefore, 150. For job B, he worked for 15 hours at the rate of 5. So 75. Job C, 5 into 5, say 25. In all, we have paid 250, and this is a bifurcation of 50. So whenever you are trying to find out cost of job A, job B, job C, can you say labor cost for each of them will be 150, 75 and 25? Is that okay?
Yes.
But now let's consider one other possibility also. What is that? Now there was one worker in our factory. We told him, Kaka, nothing doing. You are not on time rates. You are not on time basis system. You are not on piece rate system, Kaka. He told me then. I told him, I will pay you 50,000 rupees final figure. Now this figure supposes C to C. C to C, you all understand the meaning. Okay. C to C will be final figure of all these particular things. So therefore this is our 50,000. Okay. Now see. So this is direct labor account. To cash bank, this is 50,000. This is that C to C in this particular case that we are going to be paying to the worker. Okay. This is that final figure, employer's contribution, okay, basic pay, DA, everything comes over to 50,000. Okay. What is 50,000? I want to hear from your mouth. What is 50,000? Cost to the company. Cost to the company. So worker is there, we are paying him to 50,000, whether in cash or in kind. Okay. Now in this entire month, worker worked on 3 jobs. Job X, job Y, job Z. He is not being specifically paid on hourly basis or on piece rate system. You understood what did I say? He is just being paid fixed here. Okay, but then how the hell you divide this 50,000 among these 3 things? How do you divide it? Okay. How do you divide C to C among the jobs? For that, there are various methods. But then 2 of those famous methods are, first, this first method is popularly called as job card method. Okay. Also called as labor hour rate method. Okay. Now what happens in this particular thing? Okay. Listen very carefully. Under job card method, before the period starts, we compute one rate that is called as labor hour rate. How do you compute labor hour rate? It is C to C divided by, listen very carefully, number of hours worker is expected to work. Number of hours worker is expected to work excluding C to C. Sorry, nonsense. Excluding normal idle time. Okay. Now, this labor hour rate method works like that. We try to compute a rate on the first day that is calculated as C to C divided by number of hours a worker is expected to work, excluding NIT. Example, this C to C is for a month. 50,000 is the numerator. Divided by number of hours worker is expected to work, excluding normal idle time. I'll give you one example. Suppose a worker will come to the factory for 300 hours in a month. Okay. Out of that, 50 hours is lunch break, tea break, time allowed for personal needs, whatever you might be having. So therefore, can you say he is expected to work for how many hours, beta? 250. Okay. You take your calci. 50,000 divided by 250. So therefore, this labor hour rate will be how much? 200 per hour. Okay. Please do remember, this rate is never ever told to the worker. Can you say worker will be getting this particular figure? No. Okay, so worker, we don't tell him this particular rate. This is for our internal accounting. Okay, and how we are going to be using this particular rate, that is whatever I'm trying to tell you. So we compute this particular rate before we start the month. So therefore, we try to be computing 2 things. One is the C to C. Second, worker is expected to be working for how many hours in a certain month. Okay, we all computed all that. 300 minus 50, it came to 250. We divided 200 rupees per hour. Now we call the worker. Come here. He asked, sir, what happened? I told this is for you. Now, what is this? This is called as a job card. Okay. Job cards will always keep a track that worker is working for how many hours. I tell a worker, wherever you are working in the factory, no, there will be a supervisor for every job. Whenever you start to do that job, get the time in stamped from the job supervisor. Whenever you are done away from that particular job, get the time out stamped from the supervisor. I'll tell you the further things by writing something. Worker is told wherever you are going to be going inside the factory for working, you are going to be carrying this job card. Usually job card will be having these columns. One is date, other is job that he is working in, job. Apart from that, in this particular case, there will be time in, there will be time out, okay. And then in this particular case, difference of time out and time in will give you the number of hours, and this is a signature, okay. It was the first day of the month, the worker came. So therefore date say first. Okay. Now when he came to the factory, it was told to him, start to work on job X. He started at 10 AM. Okay. Worked till 12 PM over there. Okay. So therefore he did the job of 2 hours. The moment he will start to do that job supervisor will write in his card 10 AM. Okay. Whenever he'll exit 10 PM. You all will understand mostly in today's time, jobs cards will be replaced by those smart cards, which you can scan and time in will get recorded. Correct? No?
Yes, sir.
If you all will enter all the big companies now, they have the swiping system. No? So therefore you can be having that particular thing also. Okay. Job supervisor will sign over here. Okay. At 12 PM, he exited that particular job. Okay. He was told, go on job by now. And for the rest of the day, please work over there only. So therefore, he started at 12 PM. Okay. He worked over there till 2:30 PM and then lunch break happened. The moment lunch break will happen, he will exit that particular job, obviously. So therefore, how many hours came beta? 2.5 hours. Okay. Then after eating lunch, resting up and so on. Okay. In this particular case, he again started the job at 4 PM and he worked over there till 6 PM. Okay. So therefore, 1.5 hours. Okay. So therefore, that job supervisor will sign. This was first day. Same way, second day, third day, fourth day up and so on. All these particular things will keep on happening. Suppose the last day came. Okay. Once the entire month is over, we will take these job cards back from the workers. Okay. And we will summarize it job wise. Did you understand this? We will filter it out job wise. Filter, you all understand? Means all the details of job X we will have it together, all the details of job Y will have it together, all the details of job Z will be having it together. So therefore, that long thing we will try to summarize. When we summarize it now, I'm asking you all, job X, job Y, job Z. Now, tell me if everything happened exactly the way that I thought. Total of, suppose he only worked on 3 jobs in this entire month. Job X, job Y, job Z. Sometimes on job X, sometimes on job Y, sometimes on job X, sometimes on job Z, sometimes on job Y up and so on. He only worked on those particular jobs. You tell me, if everything happened the way that I thought would have happened, total of all these particular figures, would have been how much? This particular total would have been, I'm asking you all, 300 or 250? Think and tell me. 250. Because whenever he exits, we record time out, no? So all these hours will never ever include that normal idle time, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this should have been 250. But then what did we notice? 100 hours he worked on job X. 120 hours he worked on job Y. And 25 hours he worked on job Z. Tell me what's the total till now? 245. Now somebody can ask, okay sir, where are the 5 hours gone? You ask me please, where are the 5 hours gone? Okay, those 5 hours were wasted while waiting for a job. Okay, worker was not allotted the job only, so therefore he was just waiting like that only. Okay, so now what we are going to be doing? Now the total of this particular thing is 250. Okay, now at the end of the month, what we will try to be doing? This labor hour rate, no? I'm going to be writing over here into 200, into 200, into 200, into 200. Okay. So therefore, can we say this particular amount will be nothing but 20,000? This will be 24,000. This particular amount will be 5,000. And this particular thing will be 1,000. Is that all okay? Can you say total of this will be 50,000?
Yes.
Now see how I am going to be completing that account over there. To job X, I will be charging 20,000 rupees. Okay. To job Y, I'll be charging 24,000. To job Z, I will be charging 5,000. Remaining 1,000, can we say, was abnormal idle time, no? You all will understand, normal idle time is removed from everywhere. So therefore, any time wasted beyond normal idle time is abnormal idle time, no?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, in this particular case, this is abnormal idle time. And abnormal idle time, you tell me, you all have done your process costing also. Where does abnormal loss go in end? Costing P&L account. So therefore, this particular thing will get transferred to costing profit and loss account. Okay, this is how accounting will be done as such. Okay, 50,000 rupees is there on the debit side. We want to be thinking where to transfer 50,000. Out of that, transfer 49,000 to the jobs, and remaining 1,000 must be abnormal idle time, and that particular abnormal idle time will get transferred to costing P&L. Is that all okay?
Yes.
Now, this is one method, no, that is very famous. Okay, in most of the industries, you have such kind of a method. But there are some industries that don't want to be following this particular method. Somebody can obviously think like, sir, why? Because you have to be maintaining the job cards, that might prove to be expensive. Second, job cards like, can be manipulated also. Okay. Workers in this particular case can like time in, time out, sometimes can be recorded wrong also. Okay. So therefore things can be wrong. And sometimes the nature of the work is like this, no, that you might not be able to follow job card system. Somebody can ask, sir, how is the nature of the work? To give you a small example. Now, example, if you ever go like, to these places whereby embroidery work is done, okay. Boys understand that what do you mean by embroidery? Okay. So, in Hindi we call that as that kadhai ka kaam, okay. Now, over there with the help of thread vagera, we are trying to have the embroidery work on the clothes, okay. Now, if you ever try to be seeing high embroidery work now, suppose there is a large cloth, okay, on that many people will be working. Suppose there are 4 people who are working on that particular cloth. One person works for 1 minute, his work is done. Then some other person comes, he works say for 2 minutes and his work is over. Then the first guy comes back. Then again the second man comes up and so on. Now, if the nature of the work is like this, no, you all will understand it is impossible to have job cards, no, as such. You cannot keep on having time in, time out, time in, time out. You all will become mad in that year. Okay, for that accounting purpose, you'll have to keep a secretary of every worker who will keep on swiping the cards only, no? So therefore, in such cases, no, we say, let's forget this particular method. Let's have one new method. This is called as percentage method. Now, this percentage method is what? Now, worker C2C in this particular case was how much beta? 50,000. Okay, so therefore, this is direct labor account. This is 50,000. Okay, we do a very simple thing. When we must have started the work, no. Okay, if you want to follow percentage method, whenever you start the work, no, think of something like this. And what to think, I'm telling you all. I have assumed in my mind, whenever a worker works, no, 50% of his time he is working for job X. Then 30% of his time he is working for job Y. And 20% of the time he is working for job Z. I have thought of this particular percentage in my mind, assumed only. Okay. So therefore you all will understand. If you have thought of this particular percentage, then breakup of 50,000 is done only, no then?
Yes.
So 50,000 you directly divide among the 3 parts, and can we say those particular 3 parts will be these particular 3 parts, no, as such, then your work is completely over. Okay. Now you all will understand drawback of this, there will be expenses of doing this thing will be very less, no? No job card system, no delays up and so on. The moment this particular thing comes, you divide it up in that particular ratio. Okay. But then you all will understand, now you cannot track abnormal idle time, no? Because you are not keeping a track only of the time. Okay. You have thought of the assumed percentage and you divide the things in that particular percentage. Is it all fine? Okay. One last thing over here. One last thing, and this particular part will get over. We'll start away with the questions on that. Okay, listen. Now, in this case, no, suppose apart from paying 50,000 rupees of C2C, think carefully what I'm going to be saying. We paid 5,000 rupees of overtime also, which was not part of this. Okay, we gave him 10,000, we gave him 5,000 rupees extra as OT. And during the overtime, no, he was only working for job Y. Now everybody will tell me, will this 5,000 get divided among X, Y and Z in the ratio of 50, 30, 20?
No, sir.
No. Can you say this 5,000 rupees will directly be clubbed with job Y only? No, directly. So any overtime paid especially for any job at that particular time, you directly give it to that particular job. Obviously somebody can ask, sir, what happens if in overtime he is working for Y and Z? Okay, you all tell me the answer for that. Then what should I do? Speak bit loudly. Divide 5,000 among Y and Z in what ratio, beta? 3:2, no, over here. This particular ratio, you take it and then you all divide it. So therefore, can you say 3,000 rupees will come over here and 2,000 rupees will come over here, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That adjustment has never ever been asked by the institute, but in case it is to ever asked, it is as simple as this. Okay. We only have to be doing questions of this particular type for ending today's session. Every question is maximum of 2 or 3 minutes. And all that theory is printed over here, whatever I've spoken right now. Okay. So let's continue. This is our question number 29. It is super easy stuff. Let us start. X is an employee. X an employee of ABC company gets the following emoluments and benefits. Okay. Basic pay 10,000 per month. Dearness allowance 2,000 per month. Bonus at the rate of 20% of salary and DA. Okay. Other allowances 2,500 per month. Employer's contribution to PF 10% of salary and DA. So salary means basic pay, beta. Okay. Here also the word salary was there. Here also the word salary is there. So salary means in this particular case basic pay. X works for 2,400 hours per annum. Okay. Out of which 400 hours are non-productive, means something like your normal idle time, and are treated as normal idle time. So it is given to you. You are required to compute effective hourly cost for employee X. Can you say effective hourly rate is nothing but C2C divided by number of hours worker is expected to work, excluding normal idle time. So let's try to get the numerator, let's try to get the denominator, and we'll try to come across the answer. Just one silly mistake you all will never ever do. Tell me, this data that is given to you is for 1 month or 1 year?
1 year.
1 year. So if hours data is given to you for a year, no, please try to have entire data for a year only, because all these things are given per month. So please do not do the silly mistakes. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
You all write down calculation of effective hourly rate. You can write down / labor hour rate also. Chalta. I'm trying to be finding out C2C first. So basic pay 10,000 into 12, 1,20,000. Dearness allowance 2,000 into 12, 24,000. $1,44,000. Now, one thing do remember, in real life also I am trying to tell you, dearness allowance for all purposes is part of your basic pay only. You might write it separately, but most often, okay, this and this are clubbed together because dearness allowance is supposed to be part of your normal wages only, okay. And in any case, try to total up both these particular things, because in future also, no, most of the things will be percentage of this plus this, that you all will realize in this question as well as the future questions. Okay. Now bonus at the rate of 20% of salary and DA. So therefore add a bonus at the rate of 20% of Salary in DA means 1,44,000 only. Just write it, please. It comes to how much, beta?
28,800.
28,800. Okay, then. Further. This is done. Other allowances, write down. Other allowances 2,500 per month. 2,500. 30,000. Plus, you tell me, because there is employer's whose contribution we are supposed to be adding, employer or employee?
Employer.
Employer. So therefore add it is 10% of 1,44,000. 14,400. This is C2C divided by number of hours a worker is expected to work excluding NIT. So 2,400 minus 400, 2,000. This is effective hourly rate. How much, beta? So 100.8 what?
Yes.
Okay. Now next question is of 4 lines, far smaller than this. Question number 30, you all will exactly do in the same particular way only. Might be asked for 2 marks in exam. Somebody might not even pay respect to such questions. But I do pay. If I am about to be getting 38, then obviously this question will help me to pass. Okay. So read question number 30. Try to present it exactly on the same lines the way that you all have done 29th, please. Okay. Please start. Please finish. Easy question. Question number 30. Fringe benefits means all those perquisites and all only. Once you all get the answer, do let me know, please. What's the answer? 7.5 should be the answer. No, I think.
Yes, sir.
Cartoons. 16,800 you all got correctly.
Yes, sir.
Divided by number of hours a worker is expected to work excluding normal idle time. Okay. So therefore there are 300 working days in a year, but out of that 20 days will be the holiday. So in any case, there will be no deduction of all those particular things. So therefore this 16,800 will remain as it is only. You all understood what did I say? You all understood what did I say?
Yes, sir.
Into how many hours per day, beta? 8 hours. So therefore this comes to how much? 2240, no?
Yes, sir.
So therefore 7.5 will be the answer. Tell beta, there it is altogether a different thing. There workers are paid on hourly system. Here the workers are paid fixed salary, beta. Okay, so that's why this is a different section only. So that's why I started that particular thing again. Their workers are paid on hourly systems under Halsey and Rowan. This is not Halsey Rowan, beta. Okay, these are workers are paid fixed salary only. Okay, but just for accounting purposes, I try to be thinking that I will exclude that normal idle time, and that is why, see, you have to be excluding the normal idle time because the hours that are recorded in the job card are also excluding, no? Okay, that is why, to have that parity over there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I am asking to everybody, you all will reply wrong, but then still reply. I want you all to reply wrong. Tell me, why have you subtracted this 20? What is this 20? Okay. One thing, you all might have replied, that was wrong, but whatever you all have replied is all correct only. It is not normal idle time, beta. Normal idle time is a time when the workers are present in the factory but they are not working, and management knows this fact in advance. This 20 workers are not present in the factory only, no?
Yes, sir.
Beta, this is not your normal idle time. The normal idle time is lunch break, tea break, up and so on. Okay, this is not the normal idle time. Can I say worker is expected to work for 280 days only, no?
Yes, sir.
Because in any case, so 20 days he'll be taking as holiday. Is that okay?
So, getting the number of working days is given 300. So, why are we subtracting?
Because out of 300 days, you will be taking 20 days off, beta. So everybody is entitled. These are the number of days that the factory will be opening. That is number of working days. Example के तौर पे, in our company also, our class usually opens for 28 days in a month. Okay, it opens for 28 days in a month. Okay, but then 2 or 3 days we give as paid leave. Paid leave means a worker is entitled to that particular leave. So therefore he will actually be coming only to the class for 25 days if 3 days are paid leave. These are the number of working days in a year. Means factory is supposed to be opening for these. It does not mean that worker is supposed to be working for 300 hours. Sorry, 300 days. This is a paid leave. So everybody, like, whosoever are in jobs, no, if your father is in a job, you can ask him. Okay, paid leave means out of the normal hours that the factory will be opening or normal days that the factory will be opening, you are entitled to take some off. Okay. Okay. Any other doubt? Okay. Next question, you are trying and you are finishing it off in fair. There is nothing that you all don't know, please. Read question number 31 and don't do the mistakes that you all have done last time. I want to be seeing that which people are going to be getting the correct answer. Do it completely in fair, no rough work, please. I will start to be doing it, even I am not aware of the answers here. So, worker is paid 10,000 rupees per month. Okay, and dearness allowance of 2,000 per month. Okay. I'll call that 10,000 per month as basic pay. Please give all the titles away that we all gave for the first question. So, basic pay 10,000 per month into 12. 1,20,000. Plus dearness allowance 2,000 per month. I've written one hint below in shorts. I think you would have read that particular hint also. You read that hint? Okay. You all are cheaters. Okay. If it is not mentioned, PF and ESI or even bonus is to be taken as percentage of what? Okay. Take it as percentage of basic pay plus DA. Okay. So therefore, please total it up 1,44,000 plus this will be employer's contribution towards PF. Towards PF in this particular case will be 10% of 1,44,000, 14,400. And tell me, for ESI we are supposed to be taking what percentage, beta? 4.75. I have to be seeing employer's contribution, no? So therefore 4.75. That comes to how much?
6840.
6840. This will be C2C divided by, now that is a very long sentence, I will copy paste, I am sorry. So number of hours worker is expected. Can you say it will be 300 minus 15 in bonus will also be coming. Sorry, so I skipped that. Just a sec. Into 8. Everything will be coming. Add bonus. Bonus is, it is firm's practice to pay 2 months wages. Wages means your basic pay plus GA beta. So it is 1,44,000 into 2 by 12, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
It is 24,000.
24,000. Get me the final answer, please.
189.24.
And the C2C is how much, beta? Just get me the C2C, na, please.
189,240.
So C2C is 189.24.
189?
So it is C2C, not effective hourly rate.
Okay, you tell me the effective hourly rate, sorry.
83 rupees per hour.
83. Why are we adding the bonus? Beta, we add everything that the company will bear because of the employee. That is the meaning, no, that we took of C2C. We add everything that it is cost to the company. How much company is bearing because of the employee. You are paying him bonus, no? So therefore that is part of your cost, no? Every cost you incur, you have to write it. Every cost. We always write down to every cost only, no?
So but इस year में अगर अपन ने 2 साल का 2 months का बोनस दिया तो मैं 30 year में 2 months की सैलरी कम लेंगे या फिर 15 लेंगे और प्लस बोनस लेंगे.
एक मिनट. I pay, example I'm just saying, okay, I pay 12 months salary to all my employees in my office, plus I give them bonus of 1 month during Diwali break. Okay, during Diwali I give them 1 month of bonus. Okay, so therefore effectively my calculation will always be there for 13 months, no?
Yes.
So C2C will be coming off 13 months. Exactly that particular thing here. Company pays 2 months bonus. So therefore for company that is a cost, no, as such. So ultimately you are going to be paying the salary for 14 months. Okay? Okay.
Sir, for bonus, what if we take 10,000 into 2 instead of taking?
You can take 12,000 into 2, beta. Don't take 10,000 into 2. They take 12,000 into 2. Dearness allowance is part of the wages for every calculation. So that's what I told in the beginning also. And that is what I have given in shorts also below. Okay? It'll be coming to the same particular number only. Okay. Our last question. Now, you all did 3 questions. so that you can reach till this question number 32. In this question number 32, only thing that I'm asking you all is, although the question is beyond that, but that part I'll take care. Read the first these many lines and get me C to C. I'm giving you 3 minutes in all. Just I want the C to C, rest I'll take care. How much beta? Yeah, get me that labor hour rate also then. C to C is 1320. Actually, I have asked the wrong question. I wanted that labor hour rate. Okay. So get me that labor hour rate, please. I want everything for a week only, I guess. In this particular question, I'll rather take all the things for a week only, beta.
30.
30. Now see, let's start, let's finish. See, one thing that I have written below, but I wanted you all to read and realize. During a week, his card showed. Card means job card. So therefore, it is at labor hour rate method only. Okay. Was chargeable to. All those things we all will see. In a factory working for 6 days a week and 8 hours each day, a worker is paid at the rate of 100 per day basis plus GNS allowance at the rate of 120% of basic. He is allowed to take 30 minutes off during his hour shift for meals break and a 10 minutes recess for the rest. Okay. During his week, his card showed that his time was chargeable to job X, job Y, job Z, these many hours. The time not booked was wasted while waiting for a job. In cost accounting, how would you allocate the wages of the workers for the week? Okay. So let's start. Write down please. Calculation of labor hour rate. Basic pay 100 into 6. Dearness allowance 120%. So 120 you can be saying into 6, 720. 1320. I guess there is nothing else in this particular question. Divide by number of hours. Now that is that long sentence. I had pasted it. Yes. Write down this, and here we'll have to do some work. Now see, over here now, in the question, just listen carefully. Over here, minutes are given to you. So let me convert all the things into minutes. Can we say every day they are supposed to be there in the factory for 8 hours, no?
Yes.
So therefore 8 hours, I am writing 8 hours into 60 minutes. 480 minutes a day. Tell me out of that, how many minutes will be your normal idle time?
40.
40. So therefore minus 40 minutes. That is 30 and 10. Okay, combined. These many minutes they are supposed to be working in one day. I am converting that into hours. So therefore divided by 60 into 6 days. That I think should be coming to 44.
Yes, sir.
So labor hour rate, that is effective hourly rate, whatever you all might be calling that as. Now, write down, in those guys have told, how would you allocate the wages of the workers for the week? So write down allocation of wages for the week. Cost debited to hours, labor hour rate amount. Job X, job Y, job Z total. Okay. So to job X, they are working for 15 hours. Can you say 15 into 30? 450 rupees will be going over there. Then further 12 hours, 13 hours at the rate of 30. So therefore 316, 390 will be going over there. Tell me total of these particular three things should be 48 or 44, just asking. 44, no?
44.
So therefore 4 hours is a balancing figure. Tell me this 4 hours will be treated as what? Abnormal idle time and will debit it to costing P&L account. This is abnormal idle time. Now, this is altogether done. This question is about that percentage method that I spoke, but I think I can reserve it for the next time.